Hello, good evening to you. Trade unions and poverty groups should put pressure on the Scottish Government to reverse its ban on fracking. That's according to the SNP's former deputy leader. Jim Sellars also believes Nicola Sturgeon should stand aside as SNP leader as soon as someone better comes along. The Scottish Government says there's neither the evidence nor the public backing to support fracking. Graham Stewart reports.
The fracking of oil and gas is already big business in the United States. They drill down into shale rock and break it apart with a high-pressure jet of water. A controversial technique which Scottish ministers have now banned indefinitely. But the SNP's former deputy leader is calling for a rethink.
Scottish public didn't really know that there was a major consultation going on, which allowed the Green movement to ramp up the sort of 99% against fracking. Trade unionists should wake up. You should be getting resolutions at the Scottish TUC demanding a rethink. Poverty groups in Scotland should be demanding a rethink by this government.
The Scottish Government says there's neither the evidence nor the public backing to support fracking in Scotland. One of the SNP's parliamentarians says the ban is the right move for the environment.
We need to move away from fossil fuels in general as time moves on. You know, in the programme for government, the First Minister mentioned about electric cars coming into Scotland eventually, and I know that industry is moving towards that. And it's how we generate electricity in the future and power in the future that's the most important thing. And I believe that renewables are the way forward, and in particularly for Scotland, renewables are a way that we can be a world leader.
Good afternoon.
For Jim Sellars, the fracking debate is but one example of what he sees as the First Minister's weak leadership. He branded Nicola Sturgeon's original timetable on a second independence referendum a monumental political misjudgment. And he'd rather see someone else lead the party.
If there was someone better around who had the intellectual capability to understand that you've got to analyse things first before you take a decision, yes, I think she should step aside. But there's no one there at the moment. So we've got Nicola, and I hope Nicola improves.
Judging by the reaction to her conference speech last week, Nicola Sturgeon has the overwhelming support of party members, and the SNP points to its continued lead in the polls. Graham Stewart, reporting Scotland.
A 64-year-old woman has died in a house fire in Glasgow, which happened last night. She was in a flat on Springburn Road. Police said there appeared to be no suspicious circumstances. An environmental group says problems with fly tipping, graffiti and litter in Scotland are the worst they've been in 10 years. Keep Scotland Beautiful claims data from 14,000 surveys shows the issue is getting worse. The charity says it causes problems in a range of areas.
Companies don't want to locate in a place when they arrive and it's strewn with litter and everything's graffitied. And the health impacts, there's a lot of research that shows the impact of poor local environments on mental health and on physical health. People don't go out and play, and on fear of crime.
The Economy Secretary says he will reassure investors in the US and Canada that Scotland is open for business in the wake of Brexit. Keith Brown is set to carry out a series of engagements with the business communities in Ottawa, Toronto, New Jersey and New York next week. He'll be focusing on the tourism and food and drink sectors. A dog being swept out to sea has been rescued after it was spotted by a Coast Guard helicopter, which was on a training exercise. The dog was in the water near Cummingston on the Murray coast. The helicopter kept watch until the Murray inshore lifeboat arrived. The dog is believed to have been unharmed by the ordeal and is back with its owners. Well, it's looking like an unsettled start to the working week weather-wise. Cosar is here with the details.
Thank you, Anne. Good evening. Well, today has been the calm before the storm. Some late spells of sunshine, but tonight our attention does turn towards the Atlantic. Well, what will become ex-Hurricane Ophelia heading towards the British Isles, packing a punch in terms of the wind strengths, storm-force winds across Ireland, some very windy weather in store for Scotland as well later tomorrow. But back to tonight, clearer spells across the north, and here it'll turn quite chilly, temperatures dipping to around 5 or 6 degrees. Across the south though, cloudy conditions, some outbreaks of showery rain to start the day tomorrow, and the winds already strengthening. Now the Met Office have issued several yellow be aware weather warnings in force mainly for southern and central parts of the country. There will likely be bridge restrictions, travel disruption, the potential of some damage to buildings and trees, and also some coastal flooding as well. But we can expect those strongest winds across the southwest to start the day. It's later in the day, though, we'll start to see those winds really picking up across the southwest. These black circles representing the wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour here. Further towards the east, some mist, some murk, some low cloud and some poor visibility. Tomorrow night, those winds could reach 70 miles per hour across the southwest. Across the central belt, 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts. Some difficult conditions for the morning commute on Tuesday. Cloud and rain further towards the north, and here some poor visibility as well. But the conditions will continue to improve during the day on Tuesday. The winds will become confined towards the north, easing elsewhere. Cloud and rain and temperatures reaching 13 or 14 Celsius. That's your forecast.
Thanks very much, Cossar. And that's Reporting Scotland. Our next update is just after the 10 o'clock news. Until then, from everyone on the team here in Glasgow, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Bye-bye for now.